Hey everyone, we're going to be previewing the Chiefs versus Bengals game tomorrow, the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, for a chance to play in the Super Bowl. So, obviously, we had the NFC game earlier. Whoever plays this game will know their opponent if they win or they lose. And so we'll just talk a little bit today about the offense of the Chiefs, the defense, and maybe some extracurriculars that are happening this week. So we all know the record that Joe Burrow has against the Chiefs. He's 3-0, won the AFC Championship, won twice in the regular season over their past three matchups. A thing that people don't like to say about this is that they've lost. The Bengals have only won by 3 each of these matchups. I know the thing is they've still won, so they found ways to win every game. But the Chiefs, it's mostly about the Chiefs ended up finding ways to lose games instead of Bengals actually winning the game outright. In the AFC Championship game, they were up 21-3. The Chiefs kept making mistakes. Patrick Mahomes had the worst football half of his life. It was just horrible in the second half, and then overtime. And the game this year, we just had Travis Kelce get that fumble. Harrison Butker missed that field goal that he can usually make. He made in this past game, 50 yards. So overall, it's just. And then in the first game, it was just a lot of just leaving Jamar Chase open. The Chiefs just having a penalty and a kickoff return for a touchdown. It was just really stupid things that have kept the Chiefs out of these games. The Chiefs offense has played well against the Bengals defense, other than that one half in the AFC Championship game. Hopefully Patrick Mahomes knows what to do with the drop 8 cut and rush 3 coverage. It looks like he's learned a lot this year. I think that'll be fine. It's just not taking penalties in stupid positions. It's about not having those crucial turnovers at the worst times, like the Travis Kelce fumble. I think this comes a lot from the Chiefs offense thinking that they have too much to do when they really don't have to do that much to beat this Cincinnati defense. The Cincinnati defense is good, but they can be had, especially by a good offense like the Chiefs. I know it didn't look like that way this past week against the Bills, but I think that was more just like a one-off, the Bills not being ready for this game. I did pick the Bills to win. I was really wrong about that, but it just seemed like the Bills didn't have energy in that game. I don't think the Chiefs will come out like that. I think we'll talk about this a little bit later, but they'll be incredibly juiced up for this game. So I think the Bengals defense can be had by the Chiefs offense. It's really going to come down to Travis Kelce. Quick point about Travis Kelce: he did show up on the injury list, and he's questionable for this game. Obviously, he's going to play. It's a back injury. I don't know why he showed up on Friday. Maybe just a little. He probably sat out for a little bit. But he was a full participant, so he wasn't limited or anything. He just showed up. It might be to throw the Bengals off. I don't know. We will see about that. But Travis Kelce is definitely playing in this game. Another thing, Patrick Mahomes' injury. He's looked good all week. The line shifted in favor of Cincinnati a lot early in the week. I thought Mahomes' ankle won't be as good, just based on the Bengals' record against the Chiefs. And then as the videos came out from the Chiefs practice, Mahomes running around well, making his usual passes in practice, everything like that. The line has shifted back in favor of the Chiefs. A line meaning the betting, like the spread for betting. The Chiefs are favored now, which they weren't at the beginning of the week after being initially favored. And then a lot of public money came in on the Bengals. Now it's shifted back to the Chiefs. So they'll just see like how Mahomes' ankle has such a big effect on the betting odds for this game. So yeah, Patrick Mahomes' ankle looks good, but obviously it's not going to be 100%. It might not even be 90%. He might be operating very much in the pocket, trying to get the ball out, trying not to get hit. One more hit on that ankle, he's probably going to be out for the game. So it's important to make sure he's safe in the pocket. It's going to come up to that Chiefs offensive line to hold that rush against the Bengals, which is not as good as it seems against the Chiefs. But against the Chiefs, they always seem to play well. They seem to get pressure with 3 somehow. Just not overall a good matchup for the Chiefs offensive line, but they need to play good tomorrow. Otherwise, it just won't work out for the Chiefs offense. And then also, the Chiefs need to be able to run the ball in this game. I've been seeing people say Pacheco needs 15 to 20 carries. Okay, I'll be okay with that. He doesn't necessarily need carries, just like keep giving him the ball. He just needs to make sure that the running game is a factor in the Bengals' mind, that they're not only focusing on the pass. So you need to at least run the ball a couple times every drive, 3 or 4 times every drive, just to keep the Bengals guessing. They can't just drop back 8 every time. They'll get killed on the ground. So, especially with Isaiah Pacheco doing as good as he is. So, if the Chiefs want to win this game on offense, they need to run the ball. They need to play their own game. Do not do not feel like they need to do more than they need to do. As long as the Chiefs play as true to what they are, um, incorporating their amazing game plan that I'm sure Andy Reid has been working on this whole week, the Chiefs should be able to score more points than they have, not have those terrible turnovers that are screwing up the whole team, and we'll just see like how it goes on the Chiefs offense. And now welcome on the Chiefs defense side. The pass rush for the Chiefs needs to get home. The Bengals offensive line is missing 3 starters, maybe 4. We'll see how Ted Karras plays. Maybe like 3.5 starters probably, because Ted Karras' knee is a big problem. I mean, or it's a problem at least. It might not be big. So the Chiefs defense needs to be able to take advantage. Needs to be able to take advantage of this. Like last week, the Bills defense did not look like they were going against backups. They look like the backups going against the Cincinnati offensive line. That cannot happen again this week. The Chiefs have a better pass rush than Buffalo, so they need that pass rush to show up in this game. They need Chris Jones to show up in this game. I think he will. We'll talk about that again later, about the trash talk in this game. So Chris Jones really needs to show up. Frank Clark needs to show up. Frank Clark was, I think, was the best player on defense. Maybe Jalen Watson or Jerry Sneed last week, but Frank Clark needs to be. Frank Clark needs to get a sack, needs to get pressures, needs to get those TFLs that he's been getting. He looks like he's on a tear. Hopefully, he can do that against who's Jackson Carman, the Bengals left tackle, the right tackle of. I don't even know who the right tackle is. So, the Bengals offensive line can be had. Joe Burrow tends to look for those extra big plays on 3rd down. If they can get to him, they can limit those plays. That's the key step to being the Bengals, because no one's going to be able to guard Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst, or even Joe Mixon or Samaje Perine out of the backfield for that long. So the pass rush needs to get home. And the Chiefs secondary just needs to hold up long enough for that pass rush to go home. So get home. I think the Chiefs secondary, other than that first game against the Bengals, have been playing pretty well against the Bengals wide receivers and tight ends and everything like that. Obviously, the Justin Reed and Juan Thornhill were terrible tackling in the last Bengals game, as were Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. I just been on the uptick the last few weeks. They've been playing, especially Justin Reed has been playing much better. It seemed like that Bengals game lit a fire under him. I know he was talking trash before that game. He got embarrassed. It seems to have motivated him to do better the rest of the season. So overall, it's just the Chiefs defense needs to be able to tackle better. They need to be able to make those opportune plays on opportune times, 3rd down, long field, everything like that. The Chiefs need to be able to get stops. Otherwise, this game will be just like every other game. Like how tantalizingly close Chris Jones was to getting Joe Burrow in that AFC Championship game. He can't have that happening again. Otherwise, Joe Burrow will find a way to win this game. Something that's been annoying me over this past week is seeing how good Joe Burrow is, or obviously he's amazing. He's an amazing quarterback, but seeing that he's better than Mahomes, he's done more than Mahomes, just because he's won 3 games against Mahomes. It's a pretty stupid argument. Joe Burrow hasn't won a Super Bowl. He hasn't won MVP. Mahomes has won both. Has won MVP twice. But we'll find out in like 2 weeks. He's gonna winning it twice. Super Bowl MVP. Probably the best start to any career. 5 straight AFC Championship games at home. That doesn't happen by accident. So it just doesn't seem like Patrick Mahomes. I know he's on a bad ankle. It does not seem like everyone wants to talk about Joe Burrow, the new thing. Obviously, we need to keep going back to Patrick Mahomes. He's currently the best quarterback in the world, best player in the world, and he's gonna have to play probably a perfect game or close to perfect as he can get on Sunday night in order to win with his ankle situation. Another thing I want to address just this week has been the Bengals trash talk. So obviously, Mike Hilton said it on Sunday during the game, when it was clear that they're beating the Bills. He said, "Oh, I'll see you all in Burrowhead Stadium next week." So just a little bit like, this is a little bit like irking, it's just irking me a bit because, Joe Burrow has only been to Arrowhead once. I mean, granted, it's probably the biggest game that's in Arrowhead. It's the AFC Championship game, and he only won 1 game in Arrowhead. I mean, I know he's 1-0, but that's not really a sample size. It's just like a singular thing. So you can't really call it Burrowhead. It doesn't really make much sense. The Bengals fans, Bengals players have leaned into it much since then, especially that Bengals defense. One thing I'd like to say is the Bengals offense is pretty likable. The Bengals defense is the complete opposite. I do not like them. Nobody likes Eli Apple. Just the way they talk. I remember Jesse Bates in that last Chiefs game just falling down, faking an injury to save a timeout or a penalty. Just really stupid things like that. It just feels like it's not sportsmanship. It's kind of like being annoying, you know. So we just want to see like the Chiefs offense taking advantage of this Chiefs defense overall. And then we have Jesse Bates saying he wants Patrick Mahomes at 100%, so he wants no excuses. The mayor of Cincinnati, I don't know what he has to do with the Cincinnati Bengals other than being the mayor of this town that they play in. Just no much of a relation. He wants Joe Burrow to take a paternity test to confirm that he's Patrick Mahomes' father. That's the kind of stuff that people on Twitter tweet. It's not like something a politician, the mayor of a big city, should be saying. It doesn't make much sense. Just the trash talk has seemed to reach like another level for this game. Even you saw Chris Jones in his press conference saying, "I'll see y'all in Burrowhead on Sunday." The Chiefs players seem to be more motivated by this trash talk. They're not doing much of it themselves. I know Willie Gay said nothing impresses him about the Bengals offense. He probably shouldn't be saying that, but like, what do you want him to say? That something impresses him. He knows what he needs to work on. He knows what he has to tackle. You know his part of the game plan. So I think he just said that to get out of the interview. You know, just probably a slip. Maybe shouldn't have said that. It's okay, but like compared to the amount of trash talk the Bengals are piling up against the Chiefs, it's just a little bit much. The Chiefs have so much bulletin board material for this game. They were already going to be up for this game after losing the last three. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, they would be up for this game. It's turned up way more now. Hopefully we see the results tomorrow. I do think the Chiefs will win this game just because the past few days have gone. When a team talks this much trash, it's very unusual for it to back it up, especially in a playoff game. And so, yeah, I do think the Chiefs win tomorrow. I also think the Eagles win tomorrow. So we'll see a Chiefs versus Eagles Super Bowl. That's my prediction. The Kelce Bowl, New Heights, will be an amazing episode for the next 2 weeks if that happens. So hopefully we can see to that. And we'll see you. I hope I'll see you back tomorrow when the Chiefs beat the Bengals.